Hello, hello, my stars, and welcome back to Sky's Disastrous Life. Today, we are talking about food, specifically food struggles. Now the question is where to start. Like, there's the clear route I can go. Oh my gosh. And then there's the other route I could go. I want to talk about both anyway, but you know, start lighthearted, go darker as we move on. I suppose is the best way. So let's talk about allergies. So I can't have chamomile tea. Something I don't know if many of you know. I can't have chamomile tea because my family has a history of reacting very badly to chamomile, and anything in the chamomile family. So it's just kind of been just don't try it. Let's not take that risk. So that's one thing. And even though it's like, oh, if if you have trouble sleeping, take chamomile tea. And it's like, no, buddy. No, 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 no. It's not gonna work well. Um, I mean, hey, it might help you sleep if you're dead, but we don't want that. Um, the second thing, I am allergic to shrimp. I didn't know this until way later in my life because I remember it so specifically. We were at my big sister's place at the college she was working at the time, and she was asking what we wanted for lunch, I'm pretty sure. And they had some popcorn shrimp in the microwave. Or not the microwave. Oh my gosh. The freezer. What the hell? That'd be a little weird if it was in the microwave. In the freezer, there was popcorn shrimp. And I was like, oh, but I don't want popcorn shrimp because I'm not in the mood for the tingly feeling. And my mom and big sister were like, the what now? The tingly feeling. What tingling feeling? You know, the tingling feeling you get on your tongue when you eat shrimp. It's part of the taste. No, that is in fact not part of the taste. Just the same way pineapple isn't spicy. Pineapple does not taste spicy to me. Pineapple tastes sweet, and I like pineapple as a fruit. But it was like, oh, when I found that out about shrimp. So yeah, I'm not allowed to have shrimp anymore. Or anything, the shellfish family. Which is funny, because a lot of people see, like, seafood as sort of the date night thing. And I'm over here like, no, you're trying to kill me if you do that. Because I had a manager once tell me to get myself a guy that would treat me to lobster. And I'm just sitting there like, I'd fucking hope not. You trying to kill me? Look, I'm annoying. I know I'm annoying, but we don't need to go this far. Death by shrimp or lobster. I did also find out I can't have imitation crab because it also has shellfish in it, despite it not being crab. Kind of sucks. Um, but yeah. And then I'm also lactose intolerant, which I also found out via family. Because basically, we'd get milk, because I was the only one in the house drinking milk at the time, and I'd have cereal, and the milk would go bad, because I wouldn't drink it all at an appropriate time, and my mom asked me about it, and I was like, well, I can't keep eating cereal all the time, because it makes my stomach hurt, and she was like, it does what now? And I was like, yeah, it makes my stomach hurt. And then I have to go to the bathroom. Skylar, I swear to God. Yeah, so lactose intolerant as well. I always wondered as well if it was something specific in milk or if it was lactose intolerant. Because I was fine with certain cheeses and to my knowledge, I was fine with cheese, and then recently I've discovered, no, there are certain cheeses that do contain more lactose, and I am not good with them. So, it is lactose. It is lactose. But I didn't realize I did this, but I get low-fat yogurt, so that's why my yogurt's never affected me. Which I was like, oh, that's intriguing to know. um, so yeah, lactose intolerant. Um, anything else on the allergy front? Don't think so. I think it's just those two. And the lactose intolerance, and I suppose we have to get into the other part of this now. It was a good happy 5 minutes while it lasted. So, I came from an abusive situation. Something everyone should know. I feel like I talk about it way too often, but I don't really go into details. We're going into details a little bit. Nothing about the abuse, really. But what is important to note is that number one, we mostly ate food that my brothers liked. Meaning there were certain foods, and that would be what we were given, and if we didn't eat it, we just went hungry, type of thing. Two, food was taken away from me. I had a set assigned amount of chores. I had 4 chores, and I had to get them done in the morning, like right after I woke up. Woke up, do hygiene, get dressed, chores, and then I got breakfast. But I didn't have enough energy in the morning. I'm not a morning person. Those who have been in stream, you know that. But because I'm not a morning person and I don't have energy in the morning, I tended to not be able to get done in time. So by the time I would finish the chores, it'd be closer to lunchtime. And so instead of getting proper food, I would get bread. I'd get 2 slices of bread. It actually was 1 for a long time, and then it got bumped up to 2. And I had it so often that my brain started to make it taste like a placebo effect of, like, if you're cooking plain pasta but you smell like really good pasta from across the way, your pasta's gonna taste like that really good pasta. Yeah, my brain was doing that placebo effect to the bread, so every time I ate it, it tasted like buttered bread. It wasn't. It was plain white bread. So yeah, there was that. And I remember specifically this one time that I forgot the word for cabinet. And my stepmother hadn't, I don't remember entirely if she had said the word or not, but from my from my memory at the time, I didn't remember her saying it. And so when she was like, "You finished the what?" when I told her I was done cleaning them, I just said them. And she was like, "The what?" And I was like, "Them, the things." And she's like, "What are these?" And I was like, "I don't remember." And she was like, "I don't believe you for some reason." It's not, she didn't say for some reason. I'm saying that I still to this day don't know why she didn't believe me over the fact I didn't remember the word cabinet. And she was like, "Come on, you know what this is." And I didn't, and I was struggling so hard with it that eventually she sent me to my room, and I had like 7 chances, I think. It might have been less, to be honest. And if I didn't, then I wouldn't get dinner, which was chicken nuggets. And she gave me hints, and I kept. I remember the CA, and I couldn't put it together, and so I just kept saying can because I didn't know what it was, and it just, a can felt right because it's cabinet, but I I didn't get it. And I remember my brother coming in and telling me that it was cabinet, because even he was just like, this is fucked up. I don't know if he consciously knew it was fucked up, but he like could see how struggling. I was literally sobbing because I could not tell you this word. And I still feel it didn't matter. She knew that he told me, and I had lost, and she brought the plate, my dinner, in and took it out. She showed it off to me as if it was a prize. I don't know. She's. It was really fucked up to do that, of showing me the thing and then leaving with it with the just statement of, you can't have it. So yeah. When you come from a situation like that, your body isn't exactly adjusted correctly to things. I was not doing well. And to this day, I'm still not doing the greatest. I'm in a much, much healthier place than I was back then. But back then, after quite a few months living in an environment where I had access to food, I was still 75 pounds. I don't even remember how much I was. I was probably less. But I've always had a complicated relationship with food because of that, where it took me a good while to actually be able to eat bigger portions of food. My stomach had gotten so used to being in survival mode and making like every bite last, that having so much food would make me ill and want to throw up. So I'd have really small portions. And it stayed like that for like a solid 3 years, I think, of me eating small portions. And then I've been able to eat bigger meals, fulfilling meals now. But I did run into another problem, is I also ran into a avoidance food eating disorder. AFRID? I don't remember what the exact acronym stands for, but it is an eating disorder where you avoid foods because of their texture, smell, stuff like that. And I very much had that, as I would not eat bacon because bacon had such a pungent smell. I would not eat certain meats because their textures would be off to me. Like pork chops, where their texture was just so bad to me. And that led to severe problems of, I needed the food for sure, and I was not getting it. And I was on protein shakes for a good while. And then I've slowly gotten better over the years, and what really made me really start to look at my diet and go, okay, I need to do something about this, is I got sick, like really, really fucking sick. And I was dry heaving, and I did not have the energy to eat anything for a solid like 3 days. And then we went to the doctor when I was getting better, a little bit after, and the doctor was like, hey, let's talk about your weight. You are on the line of underweight and a healthy weight. Or like, I think I was actually on the line of like the dangerous underweight and underweight. I don't know. It was one of the two. And it was like, oh shit, I need to actually get a healthy weight. And, so I can be healthy. Sorry. But so I started looking into diets, and I started to look into what I could do to eat more healthy. And I started to avoid meat, but I started to look into vegetarian, vegan recipes so I could still get that protein that I needed and still be healthy. And I started to get better. I did. And then, spoiler, I got on testosterone. And then all bets were off because testosterone made my stomach a black hole. And I was just eating everything, to be honest, man. And even I am off testosterone now, but even when I started to get off of it, I still was eating a lot, but it's definitely slowed down. And it started to come back, the avoidance, and I'm like trying not to let it get to me. But at the same time, it kind of is, because I'm like, oh no, I don't want to go back to that. I'm at a good weight now. I think I'm 120 pounds right now, I think, which is pretty healthy for my size. Much better than the 75 that I came here with. So yeah. I need to get better at, I don't know if you can hear it in the audio, but my stomach's growling now because I need to go eat something. Which I will after recording this. But yeah, even now we still, like, if we get protein shakes, I tend to be the one to drink them. Because it's good for me to have a lot of protein. I need the protein. I need the calories. I need the carbs. Yeah. But yeah, I have a much healthier relationship with food now. And then, like, part of that's kind of why I'm also wanting to do the cooking videos for the crafting, is because I like cooking. I like making recipes and seeing people eat what I make and be, happy to eat it or just try it out. So yeah, I have a much better relationship with food now. Moving on from such sad topics, let's talk about. Oh well, actually, one last sad topic that I just remembered. In the abusive situation, I remember this so specifically because it kind of tells you how starving I was. But we were eating dinner and it was Sloppy Joe's. And for those who don't know, Sloppy Joe's is like, I don't know, meat sauce, a very specific combination in between two hamburger buns. And I remember we were eating that, and I took a bite of one of them because there was two on my plate, and I didn't like Sloppy Joe's. I hated the texture of it. I hated so much about it, and I took one bite, and I immediately had to rush to the bathroom because I threw up, and I immediately came back, to the table and I immediately went for another bite. And my stepmother was like, what the fuck, you know? Why are you doing that? You just threw up. Don't go try to eat more. But I didn't understand why not, because I was so, like, in my head, eating anything was better than eating nothing. Kids at school used to think that I don't know what exactly, but I'm sure it wasn't good because I would hoard food, leftover food from, breakfast at school and lunch, um, because I was so hungry that I was eating those. And, yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I often left home without breakfast when it was school days because the assumption was I would eat at school, which I did, and I tried to eat as much as I could at school so I could be filled by the next day. Um, yeah, yeah. Uh, anyway, moving on. My favorite food is lasagna. Specifically, my mom's lasagna, because she has a very special sauce she makes. That we might be like, there might be a video about us making the sauce. Um, but I'm not entirely sure. uh, but yeah, I love her lasagna and I love her spaghetti. Spaghetti's always been a favorite of mine. I love garlic bread. Me and my garlic bread. um, I love Chewy's chocolate chip, not Chewy's, Chips Ahoy's chewy chocolate chip cookies. Those are really yummy. The off-brand's yummy too, but don't tell Chips Ahoy that. Um, I like peanut butter cookies. I dislike mint. I know, treacherous. How dare I? I am not the biggest fan of fondant and really sugary frosting because texture wise it does not taste good to me. But I do like frosting when it's a small amount. Um, I like chocolate. Chocolate's my go to flavor for things. Strawberries too. I like to eat a lot of vegetables and fruits. I like to eat a lot of vegetables with ranch, and I like to eat a lot of fruits on their own because I just like fruit. My favorite fruit is cantaloupe. I love it a lot. Um, for yogurts, I usually get peach and cherry. Those are my favorites. I've recently been getting a lot of cheese sticks because they've been good for protein and are nice little snacks to have around in case I get hungry, which is always good. I keep granola bars for streaming, and I get usually the variety pack or chocolate dipped uh, peanut butter chocolate chip dipped granola bars because those are really yummy to me too. Um, I like a lot of oatmeal. My favorite oatmeal is um, apples and cinnamon with brown sugar and maple like mixed together. They're really yummy. My I love homemade mash, but not homemade, not homemade, no, not homemade. Idahoan original mashed potatoes because they're yummy to me. Is it Idahoan? Idaho? I don't know. It's something. It's a specific brand because I don't like their off-brand. Um, I really like their mashed potatoes. I have added in the recent years salt and pepper to my mashed potatoes. I did not do that before. I usually eat it plain. Um, I like usually sweet candies. I like a lot of sweet stuff, but I do like sour candies as well. I like sour, like, strips specifically. Um, I recently got almond flour snickerdoodle cookies. They're actually pretty good. The cookies themselves are small, but they still taste good. Um, yeah. Hold on. I got something in my eye. Uh, what else? What else? I like a very specific brand of honey. Um, I like Italian dressing, but specifically the vinaigrette. I don't like it thicker. I like Caesar dressing on my wraps. My wraps are usually romaine lettuce, chicken, shredded parmesan, and that's it. Pretty basic. I know I should add some more vegetables in there, but it is what it is. My favorite donuts are bear claws, but I struggle to eat donuts because they can be very sticky, and stickiness is hard. My soups that I usually get is chicken noodle. Chicken noodle is one of my favorite soups, but I also like minestrone, steak and potatoes. Uh, there's probably more. Obviously, I like a lot of pasta. In general, I just love pasta. um, I'm trying to think because there's other things I like, but they're more not food and more drinks. So I don't know. I feel like I should stay away from them. I like tacos. Tacos are really yummy to me. Um, but I used to not be able to stomach Mexican food for quite a bit, but I can now, and I'm really happy about that. Um, I like a lot of Chinese food. Panda Express is my favorite fast food restaurant. It's my favorite fast food restaurant because when I was younger, my grandfather and grandmother would pick me up from Girl Scouts, and we usually went to the Panda Express because it was close by and it was grandfather's favorite place to go. And one day my grandmother was like, "What if we let Sky decide?" So they turned to me and was like, "Sky, where do you want to go? What's your favorite restaurant?" And I just kind of sat there and was like, "Well, obviously there's got to be one place. It's got to be Panda Express." Because to me, Panda Express was like where all the memories were made, you know? Um, so, yeah, Panda Express is my favorite because of that. And the food's good. The food's alright. um, but yeah, that's why. I recently got their cheese ragoons, and I've actually been loving them so much. Um, but my usual order is a plate of fried rice, teriyaki chicken, and orange chicken. I love orange chicken a lot. And yeah. um, what else? Food wise. I like Pop Tarts. I am weird because I like the strawberry unfrosted Pop Tarts. I think they're good. But I do like the frosted strawberry. I like brown sugar. I like the chocolate fudge. Um, I like the s'mores, but usually when we get the s'mores, it's my big sister's, so I back off. Um, yeah, I think that's all. I'm getting really tired and I haven't slept, so I should probably go to bed. I hope you enjoyed. Trying to think. Okay. I hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time, and keep on shining. Oh, that voice crack.